Okay, today we're taking a look at the Draper tap wrench. It's not a Draper expert tap wrench, just Draper. I don't know if they do an expert one. I think it's probably the best one that Draper do, to be honest.
Okay, today we've got the Draper tap wrench. It says here type 2.5 to 12 millimeters. So it's obvious that they might do a bigger size in pretty much the same thing. This is pretty much the standard size you'd be doing for any tool making or engineering work, bench fitting, things like that. So like I said before, they don't do a Draper expert tap wrench, but this is the mainline and it is fully guaranteed. So I think this is probably the best range of tap wrenches that Draper actually do. So you can actually just pull this one out like that. You can see that we do have the Draper logo on there. We have got that 2.5 millimeter to 12 millimeter range written down on there. There's also a note up on here. It's been printed on there. On the back, you've got M1 to M12 in the sizes again as well, and number 0 to 1 inch. Is that so? Oh no, 0 to half inch. Yeah. So 0 to half inch. So that's obviously you can use that with metric and imperial sizes, obviously, because it's going to come in and out in a universal fashion. So and I've got here this is a 1/4 inch BSW tap. So we've got some 1/4 inch taps, and you'd obviously just bring that back. Okay, that in there like that, and you would tighten that up. And once you've drilled your tapping hole, then you would run your thread through. There is a hole in the one side of the handle if you want to put make like a little T-bar and put through, like I did do with my old one that I used for some number of years. You just put that. I actually had to drill the hole in there as well. Just put that through, and then obviously find a bar of suitable size, and then just use the vice and tighten the vice up, and it'll squash that out either end. And that just allows you to get a better turn onto the tap itself. This one started to wear a little bit inside. I filed it a few times and kept going. It was time for a new one, to be honest with you. That one lasted a bit longer than I expected it to. It lasted. I bought that for my apprenticeship, and then I used it for a bit with working, and then it still seemed to hold up. But then a little while into using it for work, it did kind of start to chew a bit on this side here and here, and I did, like I said, I did file it back down, and it was good to go again and use again. But a little bit long overdue for a new one. So I thought I'd try this one. Bergen did have some. They do have some. I think they have a pack of 2 as well, with one a little bit bigger. They do look okay, but I thought I'd go for something Draper, especially in this main size that you would use. Something a bit nice that is going to be built to last kind of thing for a definite off the bat. I mean, the Bergen one might be just as good, but you know, you want to buy for something like this. I want to, you know, I don't want it to wear out and that again within 5 minutes. So, you know, no risks should we say when buying something like this. Now it's got the that marbly effect finish that you might be used to seeing on things like micrometers and things like that in the engineering workplace. It does seem quite nice. Again, the knurling seems okay, good enough for the job. Like I say, there is a hole there if you want to put a little bar there for a grater. The funny thing is though, this side isn't the one that that turns, that locks it in place. It's actually this side. So as you can see, so you know, that might be a little bit of a I don't know what you call that, a little bit of you know, a bit of a wrong impression, should we say, because it's you know, it'd be better if the hole was drilled on this side, but you can always do that yourself, like I did on the old one. Might need a little bit of oiling up, a little bit stiff, backwards and forwards. As you use that a little bit more, just give it a little bit of oil or grease. It should be fine. It does seem a nice made tap wrench, to be honest. I should have bought a better one, to be honest, a lot earlier, but this one just seemed to last a little bit longer than I thought it was going to. So we've got an M12. We've got an M12 class tap here. It's actually times 1.75, but we're not bothered about the pitch. Just want to check the fitment. Like I say, it's a bit stiff. Make sure you give it a bit of a grease in. I was making that a little bit. There we go. So you got your M12 that fits in there nicely. To be honest with you, looking at that, that's an M12 in there. It says that it's rated up to M12. Where are we? On the bottom, M12. But looking at the space on there, you'd probably get one a little bit bigger in there if you really wanted to, on either the imperial or metric side. So you know, there is that to think about, although you might want to step up because of the actual length of the arms, you know, and get something a bit more torquier to use. But other than the fact that, you know, you might want to oil it up, I don't really see anything too wrong with it. We've got go here for something a bit mid-sized, well, a little bit smaller maybe, M8 times 125. Yeah, and just a little bit stiff in turning there. And there we go. So, like I say, the only thing with it is it needs a bit of greasing up. And it seems like a fairly decent tap wrench to chuck in your box for the workshop. You can also obviously use a reamer with it as well. It's got the squared top, reamer to clear out a drilled hole, make the edges or the sides smoother, of course. So I'll just get some spray oil and give that a spray, and we'll see how much better that is. So just squirt some spray oil just on the thread there, bring that all the way back in and all the way back out again. Do that a couple of times. Like I say, that's the only thing I can say of note, as a con to this, is that you need to just give it a little bit of oil to get that thread going. And otherwise, other than that, seems a nice little tap wrench. Certainly a lot better than my older one, my previous one. It did last longer than I thought it was going to do, I'll give it that, but it's a lot nicer one. I think you can pick these up for around about the £7 mark. I think that's what I paid. I think they're usually about £10 or £12, but I think they're on sometimes you can pick them up on special for around £7. I think that's what I've paid here. But obviously I need to replace one of these now, because I might have to use them within the next a few weeks. That's why you'll get lucky and get a few more tool reviews out of me, because I'm having to replace a few things that was pinched and a few things that need replacing, that have worn out and things like that, or have got damaged for the work toolbox. So that's the Draper mainline. It is tap wrench, stock number. I don't know if this is from the actual buyer or this is Draper itself, but there's a stock number on there. I don't know if that's the actual unit's catalogue number or not, or whether that's just the person I bought it from has stuck that on there. I can always check that out before I post the video. So you got nothing else really on there. You just go drapertools.com and the Facebook, Twitter page. Nothing too much really to shout out about with this. I could, I could always have put a tapping drill and drill through something and run a tap through it, but there really isn't much point. I think we all know what they do. I know what you want to know. Will it hold? It's gonna, from experience, it's gonna hold better than this one. And this one I was using this one for years, so I know full well it'll be fine there. So that's the Draper. It's tap wrench, 2.5 to 12 millimeters.